Didn't you make the argument earlier about an anchovy party, and if you don't agree, then you should just avoid and ignore those people? I could have sworn you said that, but
What? Wait a minute. What is that in reference to, sir?
you said it's like if you don't like anchovy pizza parties, then why are you going to the pizza party? Can't that
Yes.
same argument be used
Hold on,
about
hold
you?
on. All right, all right. Wait. Let me
How can
get
it be
Jess.
used
Let
towards
me
me?
get. Hold on, Tommy. Hold that thought. You and Marcus can get around two for sure. Let me just get Jess in. She's been patiently waiting. You feel me? Y'all just hanging out with me for right now. That's all. Jess, what's popping?
Hello, everyone. I'm so sorry. I'm in another country, so if it sounds
Yeah, we
weird,
saw. No,
if
you
I'm
sound
glitchy,
fine. You good. You good.
okay.
Salute to the sauna. What's popping?
I wanted to start out with a certain point, but Tommy made a good point. Where he said that why would that person go back to? Why would they contribute to that community when they weren't a part of that community? Am I correct when you said that, Tommy?
Yes, the people are asking them to contribute to, and they will keep saying, "Why didn't you give?" But by their logic, what they're saying, they shouldn't if they're not there. By their logic,
If they're not- I agree. I
I'm saying
agree
it's
with
by their
that.
logic because they're saying I should only be talking about Panamanians, which doesn't make sense.
I agree with that. And my reason for agreeing with that is the fact that when a person talks about a man or a woman that to me that they don't want, to me it's just like speaking to their community that I'm not a part of, right? Because one thing I don't attract like the men that a lot of women talk about. I I've had some failed relationships, but I didn't attract these men that some women talk about. I'm not that woman that a lot of content creators talk about. So I look at it like speak to your tribe or speak to that community that you're wanting to reach or that you're wanting to touch or encourage. That's my first thing, right? Is
You mean
that
like
you
how
you you
Christians talk about sin, even though they're talking to people who aren't supposed to be sinning?
say that again? I'm sorry. What'd you say?
Christians, when they get up in church, they talk about
Hmm.
sin, but they're
Yeah.
talking to people who aren't supposed to be sinning.
No. They should you
They
talk
are,
about you put the message out there and don't judge. That's my
but
whole thing.
they're talking about sin, and they are judging. They literally tell you that hell is your reward for
Okay,
what you're doing.
I don't want Tommy. I just don't want to get off the. I don't want to get into that. Right. I'm not speaking of that. What I'm speaking about is to me, if you have men who are pookies, who are ray rays, and if you have women who are ratchet and they hood, you're not gonna reach those people, right? And to me, I'm gonna go back to shame because this is where I wanted to go back, right? The first negative emotion or feeling or act that was displayed after sin was shame, right? It's the lowest vibrational emotion on the chart is shame. And for someone to walk into a school and tell kids, you dumb, you stupid, you this, you that, and think that they're going to get good out of that, that's not going to happen. Now, it is, and I'm going to say, this is this is what has happened in our community. Our big mamas, our moms, our dads, our families have said, you lazy, you trifling, you nasty, you hot, you fast, you whatever, thinking this was gonna make us say, I'm not gonna be that way. I wanna do better. My whole thing is,
Who said that to you?
I'm saying in the community
Yeah,
that you
who?
just
Who?
spoke.
Yeah, but who you said? And you said no. You were talking about from your
I
perspective.
said in the
You
in the
said this is
community
what's been happening for years.
in the
Who said
community.
that? Who called the girls fast?
Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Hold on
Oh,
one.
you ain't gonna tell me
Big.
who's calling them fast? You ain't gonna let the
I'm
people
gonna
know
tell
what
you.
you
I'm gonna
talking
tell
Grandma,
about?
you. I'm gonna tell you.
I'm about
I'm
to
gonna tell
tell
you.
you.
Big
Good.
mama. Big mama.
Uh-huh. Your aunts and your
Mama.
mamas. It was women.
Mama.
It was
Can
women.
I finish? Are you gonna let me
Yes.
finish, please?
It's women.
Big
I'm
mama.
not gonna say it,
Mom.
but it was women.
Name them, Jess, and then it
She's
might.
not gonna
Let's
say
see
it
who
was
it is.
women. All she's doing is naming women, but won't say it was women.
Yeah, it's women.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Amazing.
All right.
Which is literally what I've been saying for years.
So the point, Jess, that you're making is that we've been shaming and it's been ineffective.
That's what the point I'm making, and it has come from even on the male part of it. Big mama, the fathers have done it to their boys. You not. It has gone both ways.
Fathers
Don't
don't
be
call
no
nobody
punk.
Yeah.
Be a
fantastic, boy.
man. Stop crying. Don't be a punk. Be a
Yeah.
man from the fathers.
Okay. And you characterize that as shame? Don't be a man?
Well,
Don't cry?
I mean, I'm just saying you don't think that's shame? Are you shaming that person?
No, if I'm saying don't cry, be a man, figure out your
No,
problems.
no.
But
Notice the first part I said. I said, don't be a punk, be a man, right?
yes.
Hot, fast. I'm saying those are shaming tactics, right? When to me, as parents or the older generation, we should have the emotional and mental intelligence to speak to people who are younger than us than to call them names or you get what I'm saying, shame them. So
But just
it started from
No,
very young.
let
And I'm
Tommy
gonna tell you how.
reply to her.
Let me tell you how I know that this works. This happens, right?
Okay.
I didn't cam up because, dude, I'm on my cell phone. I'm in another country. I didn't even know how to work this joint, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't cam up all the time. You know what, Mr. Fantastic, and like I said, I don't attack the person. I attack the talking point.
Yeah. He
You
didn't
know
know
what
you
he
was in the
said?
back. He can't see you though.
Right. Let her ugly so and so go ahead and come. He already went to bam that negativity. Do y'all not understand words matter?
So Jess,
Negativity has matter, and it matters.
okay. So Jess, just to clarify one thing, he can't see who's in the back. So it wasn't towards you. He was talking to
To me, that's even worse.
But I was
Because
right,
he didn't
and
have
I was
to
right,
see me, he could
chill out.
judge me. And he's
and I was
going
right.
based on his judgment. And I can only respect that. He had never even seen me. And when you said, I want people to come up, the first thing he did was negative.
Yet I was
But
right.
then it's okay. Hold on a second. It's okay for Tommy to say, oh, people don't call him black, crispy, this. Dude, we gotta keep it even, right? It's not right to attack the points and not the person.
Okay.
It's a
Go ahead,
lot
Tom.
of Hispanic.
So
Hold
what's
on,
your
it's a lot of women of other races.
Yes,
I
but
am
hold
in
on.
a
Let's
country.
condense it. Let's condense it down, right? Because we understand where you stand on shame and why you think it's negative. What did you want to ask Tommy in terms of what he thinks about what you're saying, or are you just giving your commentary and want him to respond to your commentary?
I'm saying whatever I said in the chat. I feel like he brought up the situation about his mom, and it sounded like it was negative to me, right? But to me, a person attracts their energy gives and attracts what their energy is.
Okay.
I don't have the experiences that a lot of these women have with black men. I love black men. I have 2 black sons. I have a black husband. I don't have so I don't relate to this YouTube stuff, right? But I don't negate the fact that there are women out there that are experiencing this. I'm not sitting up here negating the fact that black men haven't experienced certain things with women. My whole thing is, have you dug deep inside to ask yourself, why am I attracting these type of people? Or is there something I may be doing?
Okay. Go ahead, Tommy.
It's so many things in what she's just saying that's one incorrect. And that's why a lot of people, I want you men to listen. That's why women like to be able to have a bully pulpit where they can just speak. So they'll say 19 things at once and you'll forget anything. You can't correct them as they speak. First thing that she brought up when she brought up the religion, or when she brought up when she was saying that shame doesn't work. Anybody with common sense knows that shame does work. That's why there's a lot of men wearing Jordans, begging their parents for Jordans because in school, somebody told them that the shoes they were wearing was ugly, that the haircut you had was ugly, that the clothes you wore looked cheap. They're being disingenuous when they do things and say things like that. That's why I believe the Bible said, don't let women lead you, because this is what they'll do. They will say things that even cross up their own self. Then she brought up the name calling. So while she's saying it was wrong for Mr. Fantastic to call her name, in the comment section, did she tell anybody in the comment section who was calling me names, who saw me? Did she tell them, y'all, let's keep it to the point? Let's not call him names? No, she didn't. So when she said, let's keep it even.
Absolutely, I did. Absolutely, I did. Absolutely. I said, do not, please, y'all, don't attack the person. Attack the talking. Just talk up. This the talking point. So you cannot say that.
When you brought up earlier about who was the one who did this, you refused to point out that these children are coming from single parent households, and Big Mama was the one calling them fast. Big Mama's the one calling you nappy headed. Your daddy ain't calling you nappy headed. Y'all ain't never seen no grown ass man call his daughter nappy headed. You ain't never seen no grown ass man speak to his daughter and say, sit your fast ass down. We have no reason to speak to our children that way. The people who are doing that are the females, the same people who are abusing the children and beating them. Did you know the statistics show that women are way greater abusers of their children and deleters of their children than men could ever be? And yet y'all don't want to talk about that. You make men still out to be the villain. I watched you sit there, and somebody in the comment section said the reason it's taking her so long because now that he stopped her, she's going to find a way to shoehorn a man into what she was saying. And you did. Their father's telling their son that. No, it isn't. There are no fathers doing this. We're learning our first words and phrases of calling these women out of their name from a woman doing it. We saw our mamas call the neighbor a hoe because look how she got different niggas in the house. We heard her say this about another female. We heard her tell our sisters that she was nappy-headed. And then when you, to wrap it up, you then said, well, I don't know why these people have these experiences. I don't. Yes, just like you don't have a general barbecue like they do over in Haiti, but you don't deny the Haitians' account of what's going on. Just like you ain't been slave, but you sure don't deny the account of the people who have been slave. You ain't even seen a slave. You ain't seen nobody get beat because they were looking at a white woman. You ain't seen none of that. Yet you take the accounts and then use the accounts to say, we need to make sure this don't happen. Yet when somebody else speak it, you say, well, that's negative. Yeah, a child being molested is negative too. So I guess they shouldn't to bring up what happened to them because you don't.
You are all over the place with this.
No, I'm not. You sat there and said these things like you're talking about. I can't relate. You said I have black sons and a black husband. I don't know what they're talking about. How am I jumping all over the place? Unlike you, I'm actually saying everything you said and answered it directly. I walked down.
You know what, Tommy? Let me tell you this. I'm sorry, but you're not gonna have me sit up here and talk negative about black men, and that's what
I didn't ask you to.
Yes, you
did. I ask you to?
Because, absolutely.
Did I ask you to talk negative about black men?
Said that I have not had those experiences, but I do not discount anybody that have had those experiences. So you're not going to sit up here and you're not going to try to get me to speak negatively. Stop it. Hold on one second.
What happened when I was a child.
Please, hold on once. We just had a content creator where there was a whole live about the way he was speaking to his black daughters. So you're not going to sit up here and tell me that men do not speak negatively to their children. I can pull footage and show you. Don't do it.
He said his black daughter. What did he say to her? I don't know this. You tell me. What did he say?
If you supported Hamp, you would know.
See, you bring people up here to do this. At least the brother didn't do no stupid stuff like this. I asked her nicely. What was it? I didn't see it. If you supported him, because they always trying to get men to fight.
Yeah, we're not fighting. What? No, what?
No, that's what she was. Why else would she say, if I supported you, I would know about this? That's the stupidest comment that any adult can make.
Tommy, you was doing it early.
So the point,
I'm not telling you what
I didn't say if you supported him, you know everything he posted. I asked you a question directly. You could have just answered it. How would that mean that I don't support Hamp because I don't know a video you're talking about? How would that mean that?
He's here.
How would that mean that, ma'am? He's getting money off of me while I'm talking, not you. How would that mean I don't support him?
Yeah.
I didn't charge him a dime. And I ain't getting half. I ain't getting a third. I ain't getting 10%. If you supported Hamp, you would have seen all his videos.
But that's the divisiveness we got to do. Can't have the brothers.
Yes.
connecting like
She
Voltron.
just answered the question.
Okay, so
She
so
should
I'm
have
gonna go
literally
back
just
to
informed me.
my point. Since you're deflecting, I'm going back
But
to
Jess, here's the thing
I
about
deflected.
here's
men
I asked you directly what
talk.
happened in this video, and you wouldn't tell me.
Men, I'm not getting you're deflect.
Then don't bring it up then.
yeah,
You
Jess,
ain't gonna say what happened, then don't bring it up.
let me ask you a question. Jess, is the point you're arguing is that men disparage the children and shame them just as much as the moms and grandmas did back in the day?
It happened both ways. Absolutely.
Okay,
Yes.
and so, but based on women being the first teachers, right? Oftentimes women are in the house and nurturing. Do you think the shaming was more likely done and more often by the women, considering they're with the children when you assess those sentiments?
If you assess the time spent with the kids, I'm gonna say okay, the majority may have been women, but that's not the point that I'm making.
The point you're making is shame is bad.
Hemp. What he's trying to do is make this a woman and a man thing. What I'm saying is shaming does not work.
He's saying
It's not
shame
I
don't work.
showed you where shaming did work. I gave you several examples of where shaming does work. Shaming works. If you literally said men who don't make six figures can't get this cat, you shame men with regular jobs and they went out to make six figures. It worked. When you shame men about the fact that you don't take care of your kids, it worked. When you shame women about having kids out of wedlock, it worked. When you shame people about anything, it works. Shame really works. When you shame somebody about being a child molester, so we shouldn't shame it?
If it still
We shouldn't
works,
shame child molester.
why are we still talking about it?
Ma'am, because there's just like everything else in life, there's no zero out. There's nothing that is zeroed out, ma'am.
You know what?
Hold on. By your logic, then we should not be trying to find cures to cancer because people still have. We should not have cough medicines because people still got cough. By your logic, we shouldn't wear seatbelts because people still die in accidents.
I'm not gonna shame them.
What is?
But my whole thing is I didn't know it. Like literally, that's 6 figures, 6 feet. Whatever the other. I didn't know anything about that until I started tapping into YouTube. I did not. My girlfriends, me, when we came out, if that dude, their personality, they had morals, they had values, dude, that's what we looked at, right? So if you feel like being on YouTube and shaming somebody for the way they look, for the way they act, for the way they talk, that's gonna work for the community, then you know what? Evidently, it may be working. But I just see that we still having these conversations, and I'm just saying I don't feel like it works because you're not gonna sit up here and tell me I'm this, I'm that, and I'm that, and I'm gonna
Jess, so real quick,
do better.
So is there anything? So I understand what you're saying about shame. We got your point. It's just in disagreement because there were several examples of which shame worked, but you're saying it doesn't. So that's
white people out of slavery.
That's a point of contention that I don't know if we're gonna get a build. So what do you have anything else? Because Tommy's disagreeing that shame. He's saying shame does work, and he gave examples, and you were saying that it doesn't work, and you gave it. Hold on, Jess. And then you were articulating why it doesn't work, and he was saying why it does and gave examples. It sounds like that's a point of contention that we're not going to pass. Is there something else you wanted to address?
No. Okay. So Tommy, my bad. You gave examples of people, men not wearing Jordans, right? Was that one?
We shamed white people out of slavery.
Okay.
Let's use that one. We shamed them into letting us go.
Could you please go down the list that you gave me in this?
We shame white people right now out of just beating blacks' ass when they used to be able to beat the white cops. We shame white people out of hanging blacks. We've had so much things that have worked about shame. We now shame the industry men out of being what was that, misogynist. When men used to have zero problem, like James Bond talking about you slap your woman to get her straight. Now they won't say this in public. Shame has made this happen. Shame did.
Could you please give me the list that you gave me before, please?
But
because
if you supported EJ Hampton, you would know everything I said.
There are still
he gave you two examples.
Real white
So real quick, Jess,
and
we
black.
don't need to compile an entire list. He just gave you 2 examples. Would you like to reply to those 2 examples, or would you like to negate those 2 examples with
I do.
with opportunity or
I,
examples of when shame didn't work?
I still feel that some men are misogynistic, and I still feel that white
What does
people,
that have to do with?
that cops are killing black men and black people.
Everybody,
So if it's
listen.
on
Listen
zero
to me.
out, it don't matter. Is what she's saying.
While
If it don't
everybody's up
zero
here,
out, it
everybody
don't
do
matter.
their best to just let's mute. Let her get through her questions, and then we'll try to get to everybody else. So Jess, what you just did was kind of go to another topic. But what about? Do you have anything else to rebut the shame, or are you just gonna leave it there?
I don't know if Tommy thinks that what he's doing is working, then keep it. Keep at it. I just don't think it's effective. I really don't, because like I said, to me, it's across the board of how women and men dynamics are. I don't put a color to it. I don't put a race. I don't put any of it, because it's across the board. But to just, I don't know. It's just, to me, it's divisive, and it's not good for the community. I don't think it's good for the community. I don't
Okay.
think it's.
And I would love to say this now.
I appreciate
I ask
being
the
able
same
to speak.
question
Yes,
I
ma'am.
ask the same question every time I hear people say things like that. I don't think it's working. By her logic, we shouldn't use penicillin because people still sick. By her logic, that's the logic she said. It's not working because it still exists.
So shame is
we should never do
penicillin.
anything.
Okay.
We should never do anything because it still exists. Number one. Number two, whenever somebody tells you what I'm doing or anybody else isn't doing, that's if it's not working, that tells you why the great scientists aren't black, because blacks don't do this simple thing, which is data. If you believe that, you should come in front of these people with some data of why it's not working, not how you feel. Because you felt the first person you screwed, you was in love with him. You ain't with him. You felt the first job you got, you'd always be there. You don't still work there. You felt like such and such wouldn't happen. We can't go by feeling, because if we go by feeling, you saying you feel and I say I feel, no one's incorrect. The difference between what you feel and what I feel is I have firsthand knowledge and would be able to tell you how it's worked. You have no knowledge and don't even want to know. You just want to have a feeling.
But didn't you feel some kind of way when you just talked about your mama and what she did to you? Wasn't those feelings?
No, that was a fact.
Oh, Jesus.
Ma'am, if I say I just stomped my toe yesterday, how is that? Wait a minute, ma'am. How? And the fact that you don't even get it. If I say that it rained yesterday, stating it means I have a feeling.
But if every time you come on a panel, you're talking about rainy days, we're gonna literally associate the fact that.
So every time I come on a panel, I'm talking about my mom.
No, every time you come on the panel, you're talking about black women.
You said I was talking about my mom, therefore I had to have a feeling.
And therefore,
now you done broadened it. No, you done broaden it next. You done broaden it next to I'm talking about humans. I'm talking about earthlings. You gonna just keep broadening so you're right? You said I said something about my mom. I just pointed out that was a fact. There was no feeling behind it. It didn't bother me. I was pointing out a fact because a lot of people have experienced that but don't know how to interpret it. An interpreter doesn't have feelings. They're just telling you what that person said in Spanish.
Okay. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most.